Understanding personal finances is a very useful life skill that should be practiced every day. Understanding your personal finances is useful in everyday life, regardless of how much money you have. It teaches you about how money can hurt you and how money can help you, so it's very important that you educate yourself about personal finances. A few ways that your money can help you is by investments, savings, and the time value of money. Now, investments are more risky than savings. They're in stocks and bonds, and they usually get more money or lose money than savings. You can't really lose money on your savings, but you can on your investments. But they draw more than savings typically. A savings is like in a bank, and you put your money in there, and it draws small interest. And the time value of money is what your money will do over time. So if your money is in a bank with a high interest rate, over time with that interest rate, your money will build on top of itself, and you'll have more money because your money's working for you instead of you working for your money. A few ways that money can hurt you is by credit cards, high interest loans, and not knowing how much you're spending. Credit cards are short-term loans through a bank generally, and it's easy to not know how much you're spending when you have a credit card because you just have to swipe plastic and then you get what you bought. When you have to hand over physical money, it's easier to know what you're spending because it says on the money that you're handing over. But when you just swipe a card and get what you want, it's easier to not know how much you're spending. And that can help build up credit card debt, and your credit card debt will make you have a low credit score, and then with a low credit score, it's very hard to get a good loan. So when you have to get a loan on a house or a car, you will have a high interest loan rather than a low interest loan. And the difference between those two is that a high interest loan, you'll end up paying more money than you would on a low interest loan because the interest builds up over time, and then you have to pay more. The average student loan debt coming out of college is $29,400 according to CNN, and that's quite a bit of debt if you think about it, because coming right out of college, you don't make that much money generally, and you really won't make as much as you will further in your career. So having that much debt coming right out of college is pretty hurtful to your credit score. And USA Today says that people in their 20s have an average debt of around $45,000, and that's not just student loan debt, that's student loan debt, credit card debt, debt from the bank if you bought a car. So that's quite a bit of debt too, because like I said, you won't make as much money early on in your career. So that's pretty hurtful to your credit score if you have that much debt at one time. And these facts really affect your credit score, and according to creditcardforum.com, the average credit score amongst 18 to 24-year-olds is about 635, and that's a relatively low credit score. And part of that is because no credit history. If you have no credit history, then your credit score won't be high because you haven't done anything right. But a lot of that is also because credit card debt and student loan debt. So if the credit score is so low, it's hard to get a low interest loan. So all that you'll be able to get is a high interest loan, and then you'll have to pay more money for your loan than you would with a low interest loan. So as you can see, not understanding personal finances can really hurt you in life, and this is a good reason that you need to educate yourself. There are a few different ways to educate yourself. You can take a class. I took a class at KU called Personal Finance 101, and it was a really helpful class. I learned a lot from it about personal finances, and it was probably my favorite class at KU that I've taken so far, even though I'm just a sophomore. It had really helpful techniques like buying a car. It taught you the right steps to take while buying a car, and it taught you how to treat a mortgage for a house, like how you pay that off and everything. We had to file tax returns, so we learned how to do taxes like that. We learned about all types of different kinds of life insurance, such as term life insurance, whole life insurance, and we learned about car insurance and homeowner insurance. So it was really helpful, and not everybody can afford to take a class because classes are kind of expensive right now. But if you can't afford to take a class, you should still educate yourself through personal research. You can get online and research personal financial techniques to help yourself, and there's a ton of calculators online that can help you figure out your time value of money, like what your money will do over time in a bank with a certain interest rate. And you can figure out retirement calculators that can help you find out how much you need to save every year to retire at the age you want to retire with the amount of money that you want to retire with. So that's very helpful. And after you do your research, you should understand your spending behavior, whether you're a saver or a spender, and work with that knowledge. So if you're a saver, you need to understand that you can't always save everything, and that sometimes it's okay to spend money on things that you want. And as a spender, you need to understand not to buy everything that you want right away and not make impulse decisions to buy things right away. And also live within your means. So if you're going through tough times, you need to live in those tough times. So like if times are tough and you're not making the money you want to make, you probably shouldn't be eating out every week or getting coffee every morning. Those things should be the first to go, and you should really be spending your money on your necessities and saving more. And another way to help yourself is to live within your means, so that's really important. And in conclusion, whether you're wealthy or not, being financially responsible is important. So you need to understand how managing your personal finances can help you and hurt you. And then educate yourself about your personal finances so you know what to do. And using those basic financial techniques, you can turn your ones into 20s. I choked. We gotta slide that out, Devin.